Welcome to Technical Gupta YouTube channel. So in this video we will talk about what are different type of questions you will get in the Microsoft certification, and in the end I will give you the demo how the real exam look like and some tips to get the more score. So let's get started. So when you are trying to give any certification, so just visit a particular certification page. So let's suppose we are trying to give the Azure Administrator Associate. So you just need to log into the Microsoft portal and search this certification page. So when you go down here, you have a take the exam section. So we will focus on like the exam duration and exam experience. So just right click over there and go to the next page. So in this page we have a three type of exam: the fundamental, associate and expert. So if you see the fundamental, the duration is a 45 minutes exam duration, but the seat duration is a 65 minutes. So Microsoft is giving you 20 more minute. And why they are giving this? Because you have to be familiar with the exam, you have to give the survey, you have to give the feedback. So for this they are giving you the 20 minutes, and without the labs it's a 100 minute, and with the lab it's a 120 minutes. So if your exam have a lab, then probably you will get the extra 20 minutes. Okay, so once your exam is started, so you will have a unscheduled break on the exam. So if you want to take a break, you will take a 5-minute break, but I will suggest you not to take a break. Why I am saying like this? Because once you came back after the break, you will not able to review the question. So what does it mean? Let's suppose you are on the question number 30 and you just click over on the icon take a break and you went outside, and so when you came back you will not able to review the questions which you have already given the answer before going to the break. So it will not appear in the review section. So my advice, don't go for the break unless it's a very urgent for you. Okay, so the Microsoft has added a new feature which is a Microsoft Learn. So Microsoft Learn, this icon you can see it is available in the exam, and when you click over that it will open a pop-up on the right side and it's look like this Microsoft Learn. And what's the benefit of having this Microsoft Learn portal? Because you don't have to cram the study content. So there are some static kind of a content, like if you are preparing, as you know, in the Microsoft exam they have a vast variety of a subject, so you cannot remember everything and the things which are the static contents. So probably if you take a help of a Microsoft Learn, so you can just go to the particular service and see, which will really help you over. So let's see this Microsoft Learn. So this is a page. So let's suppose I am searching for Azure backup. So here as of now it is showing me a autofill. So but in the exam you will not get the autofills, auto recommendation. So probably you just need to, whatever you type, you have to click on the search. Then everything is searching is under the learn.microsoft domain. So you will not get the AI summary, but you will get these kind of a links. So you will can only access those links which are under, so on the bottom you can see like learn.microsoft. Okay, so what are the links which are under this domain, so you can only access, and it's a very helpful. So last time I gave the AZ104, and there are some services which I am not aware of. The thing is that Azure is very vast. It has a more than 1,000 services. You cannot remember everything, and sometime in the exam they will ask you the static content, like what is the service plan you will use in a particular app, right? App service. So which can you can just give the answer by looking at the particular the learn.microsoft portal with the particular service. So you can just get this kind of a information, the starting content, and it will really help you to give at least 2 to 3 answers in the exam. So it's a very good feature, and you should be familiar with like how you will going to use the Microsoft Learn portal in the exam. Okay, so the next section is that the practical assessment. Okay, so what are different type of questions? So Microsoft offer around 8 to 10 different type of question, which include the multiple choice, multi-select, true and false, drop down, case studies, lab. So if you want to see each question, so you can just go and see the each video, so it will give you the overview. Because of the time crunch, I'm not going to play all the videos, but we will try one exam demo. Okay, so let's go back to the this certification page, and before that we have a exam demo. So it will give you the real look before you take the exam. So it's a similar to whatever you will get in the exam. So let's get open this. I have to move this picture over here because we have button over here. So this is just the agreement is asking, so clicking on the yes. So total, it will give you the total time, the questions. If you have a case study, then it will mention. If you have a lab, then so carefully read this, because based upon that you have to plan. So when I gave the IZ104 recently, so the total duration was 100 minute, 1 hour 40 minutes, and the question was 50. 46 was standalone question, and there was one case study which consists of 4 questions. So total 50 questions, and time was 100. So at the time I had to make a plan. I have to give the answers within the 2 minutes, so 2 minutes for each question. So with this calculation, probably you can plan like how you are going to give the answers. So click on the next, and probably you will see the minimum score. So normally for Microsoft certification, it's 700 marks you need to get. And oh, there is no negative marking, so if you are not sure, you can still choose any answers. Okay, so now the real question is, your exam is started. Total question, standalone question, case study, and labs. So let's start. So welcome to the sandbox exam. So this is the first question. What is your favorite sound? So this is a multiple choice. So just I'm selecting any one. Then we have a multi-select, which 2 fruits make a great snacks. I'm choosing banana and apple. Then we have drag and drop. So we have furniture, home and office, and where we will keep this. So we can use these things, like in the home we'll use bookshelf, home we can use sofa, in the office you will use table or ping pong. So probably you just need to drag and drop over here. So this is the third type of questions. Then you have this question, and okay, let me little bit move the screen right. So which 5 tasks should you do in correct order to create a ham sandwich? And this is a little bit tricky, because on the left side you have a more than 5 option. So it is asking you to select the 5, and everything should be in the correct order. So probably this kind of question will test your knowledge. So let's give a try, and how we can make a sandwich. So first we need to take a slice of bread, then we add onion, then we can add place ham, then we can add the ketchup, and at the end we can add the slice of bread on the top. So probably you can see you have selected the 5, and everything you need to put in the right order. Okay, then the next question, it's taking a little bit more time. The screen seems to be stuck. uh, Let me refresh it again. Okay, so the question number 5, what option also there is some, it is asking you to do the some action. So here you can see there are options you can select. So it's a kind of exhibit, so whatever you think the right options you can use here and go to the next. Then they have a drop down type of questions. So first you have to study this, then you have to give answer based upon the question. Okay, then you have this exhibit. So as an administrator, what you will do, so probably you need to select any option, so table option. So it's a single select. You can go to next. Okay, now we have an exhibit. So in the exhibit, it is showing you are installing the during the installation of window, where you will install the windows. So there is a partition 1 or the unlocated space. So probably based upon your knowledge you can give the answer. So it's again the single select, but the question is more about the exhibit you have to see. Then again this question is a multiple exhibit, so probably you can see the each exhibit over here, what are the policies implemented. So this is a policy, hash policy, and this is the error you are getting when you are trying to do this. So you have to, based upon these settings, you have to give the answer whether you will able to make change or not. Okay, so based upon that you should give the true and false. Okay, so the next type of question is a scenario based. So each questions have a common scenario, but it will prompt you to the some solution whether it will resolve issue or not. So let's see. So you are saying, it is saying you are migrating an on-premise application to Azure. One of the component of application is legacy Windows image processing. Image processing run every hour. During the time the image processing application not running, it should not consume any of your resource. You need to ensure the image processing application run every hour. So what you will do, you are creating Azure function that will run every hour. So that is the right answer. So if you go forward again, the scenario is same. Then it is asking you to you can use it as your scheduler. Probably no, yes or no, but like whatever the answer is, it is. So the thing is that you cannot go back the moment you give the answer. You can only go to the forward. So you cannot you will not have a review option over here. So you can see, if you still think like you are not able to, you have to revisit the question, then you again go to the click on the review section. Okay, where is a review section? Exam progress standalone. Okay, but it doesn't look in the exam. Okay, so the thing is that once you click over finish, you will not able to return back to the standalone questions. So now we have a case studies. So in the case study you have an overview kind of concept. The Contoso Limited, okay, so it has a data center and 20 offices in the Canada. Then it has a existing environment which consists of Active Directory, the infrastructure, data centers. Then they have a one app. Then they have a problem statements. And as a your administrator, your requirement, these are the requirement: business goal, plan changes, technical requirement, and app requirement. So you have an existing system, you have some problem, and you are meant to resolve the issues with the business requirement, plan changes, and technical requirement. And these are the questions you have to give the answer. And the case studies are really confident, these are really complicated because it will club a lot of services, whether it is a Azure Active Directory, virtual machine, storage, and it will ask you the questions based upon that. So you can select the answers. So I'm just moving for the time being, but before you give any certification exam, you should definitely give some samples case study. It will really help you to boost your knowledge and to clear this exam. Okay, so once we click on the finish section, so again this is a completed. Now we have a lab section. So earlier the Microsoft gave you the lab, the kind of question in which it will offer you the Azure capacity where you can do some kind of a hands-on work. But okay, so if you want to see, so you can just play the video or you can just use these things over here. It's already like the different type of questions is already mentioned over, so you can just check here. Okay, so I'm clicking on the next. Okay, next and the next. So these are the total questions, the different type of question you will get in the exam. Okay, so total your score 412. At the end you will get the score. You need a 700 minimum to pass the exam. So this is all about, and hope you are able to get properly. If you still have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.